Welcome to BuccsWeekly, Week 11 of the winter sports season, and we're in tournament time with the Lady Bucks basketball, and they open up the tournament with two straight wins over at Brookville on Saturday, a 57-40 win over National Trail, and then last night, 44-24 win over Twin Valley South. Let's go back to Saturday, Coach. We kind of got out to a sluggish start in the first quarter, but then the second quarter we really put the game away basically in the second quarter.
Yeah, I think two things. Tournament jitters and playing a team that you just played a week and a half ago and handled pretty well. It's always tough to come back and play a team the second time. It gives their coach some opportunity to put together a game plan. And they were National Trail was a different team coming out. You know, we got a quick start on them the first time, and we were tied at the end of the first quarter. But Lady Bucks settled in and had a big second quarter and got the game under control and went on and had a real nice opening win for the tournament.
And we had really balanced scoring in that contest. I mean, our leading scorer had 14 points, and that was Sammy. But then you had Tori Lyle with a double-double, and Sammy had a triple-double. So a really balanced effort across the board from our girls.
Yeah, and that's kind of the way it's been all year long. Somebody, I mean, Sammy is Sammy. There's always been somebody step up, and you know, Tori did in that game. Tori just seemed to be all over the place in that game, rebounding and in scoring position. So it was a good game for her, and we need that. You got to have more than one person scoring.
And you had two sophomores step up in that game too. Morgan Lowe got her first career tournament start and played very well, and then also Morgan Kimmel came off the bench and gave you some good minutes off the bench.
They're kind of our pinch hitters / relief pitchers. You know, Morgan Lowe twice this year has been asked to step in and start 2 hours before the start of a game, and that's really tough because that's a real mental adjustment that a kid has to make. And that was her third start, but that one was she found out two hours before game time. So she did a great job for us. And then Morgan Kimmel, we have transformed her into a post player here because we're a little slim right at that position right now, and she has adjusted really well. She has all the makings of a post player. She's not 6 feet, but she plays like it just by how hard she plays. So they both stepped in. They both did a great job last night against South, and so to get them this experience, you know, the deeper we go into the tournament, the better it will be for them and for us.
Well, then last night, if there was a really bad half of basketball, so to speak, we played it in the first half.
We did? I didn't notice.
You didn't remember, huh? But yeah, it was, I remember at halftime, you know, when the girls, when in the locker room, some of the people were saying, boy, I'd love to be a fly on the wall in that locker room. But, you know, we're down 20 to 12 at halftime, and then outscored them, what was it, 32-4 in the second half to advance. So that was a really good response by the girls in the second half.
It was great. I don't know where I get this reputation of yelling or anything. I'm such a softie. No, I couldn't. All I told them at halftime was, you're a better team than this. You know, go out there and lay it out for your team, for yourself, and what a response. What, you know, to hold a team to 4 points. I get lost in the game sometimes, and I know they scored early in the third. They kind of answered. We made a run, and they kind of answered. And then I read that they don't score again until a minute 30 to go in the game. And I told the kids our defense was going to win the game. And so we came out and got it together, had a fantastic second half. So the tournament time's all about winning, Ben. Doesn't have to be pretty, just to win.
And like you said earlier, you know, we played both those teams earlier in the season. And obviously, by having that experience on their end, they're going to go back and make some adjustments in practice. So just because you beat a team once, it's a lot harder to beat them the second time.
Absolutely. And it's tough. And you know, South, we look back, that was our third game of the season. That was still in November, which seems like 3 years ago at this point. And so, you know, you say, gosh, we really beat them. But South has had a great year, and they've got a couple really good athletes on their team. And we knew that they could pose a problem for us, and they did for a half, but you know, we had a great response in the second half.
Well, it sets up a great matchup for us. I know you're excited about, and I know the kids are probably excited about. We get a rematch with Frank Monroe on Tuesday, and of course we lost to them earlier in the year, but we get to see them again on Tuesday for a sectional championship.
Yeah, we're excited. You know, it's. I told the kids last night, first two games, we were supposed to be the best team, and now you're playing a team that's 21-3, and has had a fantastic season. Very good, very young, and very talented, very well coached. And you know, you talk about bad halves. Probably up until last night, the first half over there was our worst half of the season, and we can't afford against a team like that to have any letdown in any one quarter and expect to get back in the game. They are very good, and we're going to have to really work hard to be prepared to play them. But you know, we kind of hoped, you know, that going up in that bracket that it would end up with us and FM. We want the two best teams playing in the sectional final, and we get that opportunity. So we're excited, and I'm sure they're excited too. So hopefully it'll be a really good game. Okay,
we'll come out and support the Lady Bucks next Tuesday in a sectional championship game. That game is at 6 o'clock at Brookville, and after this break we will talk to the two Morgans, sophomores Morgan Lowe and Morgan Kimmel.
Covington Eagles does a lot for this school and this program. We need to give them some thanks. On three, here we go. 1, 2, 3.
Go Eagles! Yeah! Thank you, Covington Eagles! Thank you, Covington Eagles! Thank you, Covington Eagles! Thank you, Covington Eagles! Woo! Thank you, Covington Eagles, for all you do for Covington schools. Go Bucks! Woo!
Welcome back to Bucks Weekly, Week 11 winter sports season, and I'm here with the two Morgans on the Lady Bucks basketball team. Sophomore Morgan Lowe to my immediate left, and Morgan Kimmel to the far left. And they both have stepped up here lately in the two tournament games. And Morgan, we'll start with you, Morgan Lowe. You found out a couple hours before the National Trail game that you were going to start. How was that? How did you get your mind ready in 2 hours to start a tournament game?
Well, I usually just think about the game and how it's played. It's not just about one person or the person that you're going to go in for. It's about the team coming together and working as one, getting the job done, getting it done right.
Okay, and Morgan Kimmel, you know, you've basically been a guard throughout the season at JV level, and you've been thrust into playing at a post position in the tournaments, coming in off the bench for Lily and Lauren Christian. How have you been able to make that adjustment in tournaments?
Well, I played a little bit of post as a JV player, and then when Lily's having a little bit of illness, coaches have asked me to step up and play in her spot and try to help the team, and I just put in the work, and I still don't know the plays all the way, but I just try as hard as I can to do the best I can for the team.
Okay, this question is for both Morgans. What do the Lady Bucks need to do to have some success against Frank Monroe in the sectional final?
I think we're just going to have good help side defense, and because Conley's going to come at us hard and she's going to come quick, and she's a good player, but we're just going to have to be able to have our teams back when they need it, and yeah.
I think that we're going to have some pretty good defense because defense wins games. Our shooters are going to have to come strong too. They don't just have one offensive player, they have multiples, but we're going to have to look out for all of them, so yeah.
Okay, well good luck Tuesday night, girls. Up next, after this break, we will talk to Coach Pond and boys basketball team.
Hello, my name is Ron Sutherland, President of Covington Savings and Loan. We have been a part of the Covington and the surrounding community since 1886. We have been serving both savings and loan customers and help promoting home ownership. Stop by and talk with Jason for your lending needs, or see Diane in Brooklyn for all your savings needs. Thank you for your continued support to help Covington Savings and Loan continue to support the Covington community. FDIC approved.
We're back, Bucks Weekly, Week 11 of winter sports season. I'm with head boys basketball coach Matt Pond, and the Bucks coming off of a defeat over at Mississinawa Valley last week to close out the regular season, and then they begin tournament play Friday at 5:30 over at Piqua against Lehman. So, Coach, let's go back to the Mississinawa Valley game. That was a very evenly contested game. Every quarter was pretty much even outside of the second quarter, where I think they had a 10-point advantage over us in that quarter.
They did. Again, as we've talked throughout the year, we had a little bit of a drought in that quarter, but probably the biggest thing was turnovers. We didn't take care of the basketball. They hit a 3 and then turned around and hit a layup, I think, at the buzzer, and that put them up 10. It was about a 3 to 5 point game up to that point, and we've just got to do a better job of taking care of the basketball.
Mm-hmm. And to their credit, that Ethan Bowman kid is
Excellent player.
yeah, I know. I don't know what the all league results are. I haven't really paid much attention to him, but I mean, he's got to be up there with the top players in the Cross County Conference.
He's definitely one of the better players in the league, and has been for a couple of years. I think he's a 4-year starter over there. He scored over 1,000 points, and you know, from a fan standpoint, and a coach, you appreciate everything he does for his team. He's not just a scorer. He makes everybody else around him better, and he's a heck of a kid.
Okay, and our end, we had a big night from senior Bradley Wiggins. Yeah, I think he led us with 18 points, and it's nice to see him get some shots to start falling for him.
Yeah, Brad's shooting the ball well for us right now. He's done that for the last few games, and we just got to keep him shooting the ball. He's a streaky shooter. When he gets hot, he can fill it up, and that's what we're looking for going into the tournament.
Okay, and speaking of the tournament, you know, we played Lehman. We saw them once already this year. We beat them, I believe it was 1 or 2 points at the Pickwood Holiday Tournament in the same gym. So I know we're two different teams than they were back then, but just having that familiarity of playing them before has got to help.
It does. It's a familiar foe. I think, like you said, we're playing at Pickwood again, where we played them, so there's no advantage for either team there. Team that obviously probably going to shoot the ball the best and play the best defense. I know that's not rocket science. It's probably going to win. I think if we can take care of the ball and shoot well against their defense, I think it'll be a heck of a ball game for us. They've got some kids that are playing well. I know the first time Cameron Lee came off the bench, that was one of the games he came back from, and he led them. I'm sure he's still playing well. So it should be a great game.
Okay, we'll come out and support the Bucks on Friday night. Again, that game is at 5:30 at Piqua High School. And after this break, we will talk to senior Bradley Wiggins.
Color Green Photo offers a variety of photographic options for high school seniors, weddings, and families. We pride ourselves in providing creative and captivating images that have a special meaning to those we shoot. Please visit colorgreenphoto.com to view samples of our work and contact us at 937-418-0417 to schedule your next photo session.
We're back with Bucks Weekly, Week 11 of the winter sports season with senior basketball player Bradley Wiggins, who basically the last 4 or 5 games has really gotten hot shooting the basketball and has led the Bucks in scoring in those games. So, Brad, throughout the season, you've contributed more and more offensively. Is that a confidence thing or just more comfortable with your shot? What is it that's attributed to that success?
It's for sure confidence. I'm one of the guys that when I miss a shot or something, I get down really easy. But coach pushing me and coaching my ear the whole time has really, helped me get my confidence back. And once I start shooting well, I get hot and I start feeling it, and that's one leads to the next.
Okay, you're also known for taking charges. Coach Pond just mentioned that you lead the team in that category. What is it about taking charges? How have you been able to accomplish that?
I'm always have my head on the swivel. I'm always pretty good about being on the help side, and Coach Pond has a little incentive of every charge I take, I get a Gatorade. So I'm looking at about 10 to 12 Gatorades so far. So I'm just waiting on that, but we'll see.
Okay, and the first tournament game here begins on Friday over at Piqua against Lehman, who you guys have obviously played before. What do you need to do as a team to get that first tournament win?
As a whole, I think we need to be confident. If we don't turn the ball over, we control the tempo. Obviously shoot well, play good defense, but play the way we can be, play to our potential, and I think we got this.
Okay. Well, that's concludes things with Bradley Wiggins and boys basketball. After this break, we will talk to Eric Vanderhorst and get an update on Covington wrestling.
Hi, this is Don Solon, pastor at Fields of Grace Worship Center. We are a non-denominational church with a contemporary casual atmosphere. We are a church committed to reaching outside our walls while at the same time caring for those that call Fields of Grace home. Maybe you know Fields of Grace by all our community events. You are always welcome to come on over for a cup of coffee Sunday mornings and check us out at fieldsofgrace.org for service times.
Welcome back to Bucks Weekly, Week 11 of the winter sports season. We're going to close things out today with head wrestling coach Eric Vanderhorst, and the Bucks finished their regular season this last Saturday with a 70-12 win over at Springfield. Can you talk about that duel? I mean, we won every match but two.
Yeah, it was a great showing for the Bucks. Kind of a late pickup. They had an extra schedule point, and so we were able to travel out there. Kids wrestled great. We had a lot of good matches. The technique was good. The effort was good. It was their senior night, so not the result they wanted, getting beat 70-12 on their senior night. But two of their kids that won were seniors, and they were very good. One's, he might be predicted to make the finals at state at 220. Wow. Wrestled Dylan Stout. He was 4th at state last year, undefeated this year, so very, very good. And then Gavin McReynolds got their other senior, and he was accomplished. They rattled off his accomplishments. He was a 4.1 GPA, the only Springfield athlete to be a potential 4-year letter winner in 3 sports ever at the school, and obviously a really good wrestler too. So he was good. Our kids wrestled well. Dylan and Gavin both wrestled well, and then the rest of the kids just took care of business. So it was a good final regular season. I think that brought us to 26 wins and 5 losses. So that's our goal, as we saw through the Covington duels, was to finish with a record similar to that. So the kids accomplished their goal there. So that was nice. And
we had talked about this last week with that dual record, and just the fact that we're so young, it really is promising for the future.
Yeah, you hope the kids, the way their weights and the way they grow, that they grow into the weight classes that they have. But sometimes you have a better individuals, but they don't all fill the weight classes as evenly. You don't have as good of a dual meet team, so we'll keep our fingers crossed that they'll grow the right way. They spread out, exactly, yeah.
Okay, and that sets up this weekend, Friday and Saturday, with the sectional wrestling meet, which we host. And from what I understand, it's one of the toughest sectionals in the state.
Yeah, historically, it's been one of the best ones. It was combined there for a while with Lehman, and it made it just a meat grinder. It was tough. I mean, our number 4s that would get out of district would beat champs out of other sectionals. And so it evens out a little bit now that Covington gets a sectional back in Lehman. So they're still going to be two of the best sectionals in our district, but it will be not quite as deep. But there's a lot of talent there.
And we have some really good teams coming in, Miami East and Troy Christian, us,
yes,
and some other teams, that'll come in, and the competition will be pretty steep.
It will. Miami East, Troy Christian, they're top 10 ranked in the state. We've got a solid team. Brookville's got a lot of solid wrestlers. They're going to fill it out. And then you have individuals from, Milton Union and, a number of different schools, Greenview. There's a lot of good individuals. Bethel's bringing really good individuals.
National Trail has a really
National Trail has a he's ranked in maybe top 2 in the state. So yeah, it's going to be an interesting, fun weekend. Okay,
so what are you looking for as far as the kids? What do they need to do to hopefully get out to districts?
Yeah, so I think a number of our kids, that's their goal. A lot of them want to move on to the next week. I think a lot of our kids are going to have an opportunity to move on to next week. Some of them are going to be a big challenge. Some of them, I think, if they take care of business, they'll get there. And so, yeah, we went through all the different scenarios of technique and strategy this week to kind of prep us for the type of situations we're going to be in this weekend. So hopefully it clicks with all the kids this weekend. And I know they're going to put in effort. They put in great effort all year long. It's about wrestling smart and the right strategy now this weekend.
Now, have they already seeded the kids?
They have not. A lot of times we'll seed ahead of time. We're doing it a little differently this year. We're seeding right after weigh-ins. So before we'll know exactly who's in the bracket. It's going to be kind of a time crunch a little bit, but hopefully it'll go straight forward. We'll get the seeding in, and then the first round will start.
Okay, well that concludes Bucks Weekly this week with wrestling. Come out and support the Bucks Friday at the home. It'll be at Covington, the sectional wrestling meet. It'll be all weekend. Some great wrestling will take place. So for Ben Robinson and Eric Vanderhorst, good night.
And go Bucks.
This is Andy Johnson of Bucks Radio, the voice of Covington Buccaneers. Here to encourage Buccaneer fans to support local businesses. Your patronage of local businesses goes a long way in allowing them to continue to support Covington schools and Covington athletics.